Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilleys Landing Resort and Marina on Lake Taneycomo. We're going to do one cast today. I'm here with Jackson. He hadn't been on the water for a little while, and I have not thrown a jig in a while. Been fly fishing a lot. I'd love to fly fish tonight, but I'm going to throw a jig instead. Got a 16th ounce sculpin and ginger jig with a brown head. It's got red thread. It's a little bit long, so I'm going to break off about almost a ½ inch, quarter inch. You never want to cut it. You can always want to break it off where it looks ragged. Fish have been biting a little short, especially during the day lately, so a long tail, you might get some bites and miss some fish. That's why you trim the tail. It's going to start. I'll just go ahead and do that just right off the bat. Got 4-pound line, a 6'6" Lilleys rod, medium light, one piece. And on my other rod, I've got 2-pound line and a 32nd ounce sculpin jig with an orange head. And this is a 6-foot Lilleys rod. No, it's a 6'6" medium light, same rod. Fish jumped right next to the boat. They're running not quite 4 units this afternoon, late this afternoon, but it's down to maybe a unit, and they'll be shutting it down here shortly. So we are just right below rebar. Stump's just right up there, and we're gonna just fish a while. Take the trolling motor off spot lock. Make the first cast. I should have talked to Dwayne today. He fished this morning guide trip. He and Steve Dickey had a trip together, and I know they fished night crawlers. I think they did pretty good. Other than that, fishing has been a little tough during the day. For some, night crawlers is still the best thing to use, for sure. And some of us are starting to go to 2-pound line now. The water's clear, the fish are getting a little finicky during the day. That early morning bite is the best, from about 6 o'clock to 8:30. Other than that, try to stay in the shade as long as you can. Nothing on the first cast. I could not sleep last night, so about 2 o'clock I got the boat and headed up here. Not up here, but towards the dam. Fog wasn't too bad at all, so I made it up to Lookout pretty easy. No generation, of course. Nobody on the lake. And started fly fishing, throwing a little red leech. Actually, I threw several things before that. I threw some big black articulated, I don't know the name of these flies, they got names. It was big and black, no bites. I threw a mouse and caught one articulated mouse. And then I went back to what I've been catching fish on is that leech. I was using a purple leech last time I was out, but I used it was pretty red. Same material, kind of a flashy material. I'd say it's a number 10. No, I'd say it's an 8. Streamer hook. I sure thought I'd get a bite before now. It's perfect conditions, but like I said, they're just being really finicky. That's why I'm going to throw that little 32nd ounce here in a second. They're midging a little bit. But I ended up, I wish I have a clicker or something, because I'd like to count the bites that I had. I had probably over 100 bites fishing from 2:30 to, I quit about 5:45. No, about 6. And I voted, I'm voted 30, 35 fish. I had 2 rainbows, about 18. Those were my biggest. So most of them were, that might have been a bite. Most of them were 13 to 16. Fought real hard, made some runs, jumps. I tested the oxygen in the water. It was 5.3, which is not bad. But the fish are all over the surface, just not jumping necessarily, but just taking midges and stuff off the surface. I heard above the Narrows, I heard several big fish chasing maybe other smaller fish. You know, lots of activity at night, and as soon as that sun starts to put some light on the subject, it's like they don't want to play anymore. It's very strange. It's fishing. It's like now. I mean, usually I can, with these conditions, I normally catch 2 or 3 fish by now. And this time of year, everybody wants to blame the oxygen, which, you know, sometimes could be low. It could affect them. I'm seeing fish midge all over the place, so they're eating. They're just not hitting a jig. They're not hitting this jig. It's Tony Lilley's favorite lure. Okay. I'm going to throw a sculpin jig with an orange head. Sorry, I can't stop it. 2-pound line. 32nd ounce. It's going to look different, have a little different, more different. Different. It's going to look different. Different action. Not going to sink as fast. It didn't make, there he is. It didn't make any difference really how I worked that midge last night. Not midge, streamer. They were hitting it. I drifted it, I worked it fast, I worked it slow. There is nothing wrong with the fight on this fish. It's not very big. I had a couple fish come in real slow last night. But everything else was like that. He's pretty. He's got a lot of spots, even on his belly. Big ones. This has an orange head. Maybe that's the difference. Don't know. Some of the guys fishing at night have been catching a few browns. They've been catching browns in the outlets during the day. So I think the brown run is starting a little early. I've mentioned that before. But in my nighttime fishing so far, I've not caught any. The guys fishing the jerk baits at night have been catching browns. I've not yet come up here and night fished. You know, put on waders and get out here and throw some streamers out here in this bigger water when the water's off. I assume they're just as active up here at night as they are down below Lookout. And I know the guys fishing those jerk baits did real good at trophy run. Supposed to get some rain this week. Hurricane Laura. Supposed to make landfall and head this way. It's going to veer off to the east. The real heavy part, Arkansas, is just going to get nailed. Is supposed to get nailed. Hopefully it's like that last hurricane that came through that they're forecasting lots and lots of rain, and it just didn't materialize. It didn't bring up the moisture they thought it would. But it's been, you know, even though it's in the low 90s here during the day, it's still dry. Like, still there's no fog. The humidity's been about 50. So, which is really nice. No fog in the morning, no fog at night. It's probably going to change here in the next couple of days with this rain coming in. But we're supposed to get 4 inches. The whole area south of us is supposed to get 5. That's what the maps say right now. But we'll see. Sure is awesome out here tonight. Somebody asked where Dwayne was. He has been guiding almost every day. Most of his guide trips are at night, but he's been taking some daytime trips. He guides in the morning from about 6 to 10. And if he guides at night, he guides from 8 to midnight. Plus he holds down a full-time job with us, so he is burning the candle at both ends. And we've been trying to do one cast at times when the fishing is good. I know Blake's been having to do it a couple times when they're running a lot of water and the sun's still up, and it's just tough. Not impossible, but I did get to take some friends fishing. Blake helped. When was it? Saturday night? Sunday night? Saturday night? Saturday night. And today's Tuesday. Drifting scuds about this time in the evening with the water dropping out. Started off pretty slow before the water started dropping, and then oh, there was a bite and I just missed him. When the water started getting slower, the bite picked up, and we ended up catching some real nice ones. Had a 23-inch rainbow. I hooked that right above the narrows. And a 19-inch rainbow. Had quite a few fish. Oh! Ooh. I don't like to miss them. Water here is not that deep. Probably 5 or 6 feet. There's one. Little one. And he's gone. Yeah, there's a lot of us going this 2-pound line on our spin rods. Some of the guys are starting to use 7X tippet. You do what you got to do to get that bite. I took a couple of friends this morning across the lake from the resort and fished the shade, fished the pink power worm, and they caught several between 8 and 10, 8 in the morning, 10 in the morning. That 2-pound line. Ooh, that's a nice fish. Ooh, I just had a bite. I'm really trying to let it kind of float down a little bit. A 32nd ounce jig does not drop very fast. There's fish definitely out there. They're midgeting right in front of me. Let's try something real quick. They're out chasing midges. Maybe they'll chase something that's moving a little quicker. And let's just try this. Kind of working like a jerkbait. One more time. I'm throwing it out over that flat, so it's not very deep out there. Probably about 3 feet. There he is, right there. Eat it. Gosh. See, I kind of wish I was fishing my fly rod. Here, a mosquito. We don't have many mosquitoes here. Not on the lake. I don't know why. Occasionally we'll get some. We have lots of midges. They don't bite. Well, I'm down to the chute. There's some deer back there on the island. They're still running water. They haven't shut it off yet. I am going to some fish midging over on this side. We're usually throwing the other direction, but tell you what, as fast as this water is, I'm going to throw the 16th ounce real quick. Starting to get the fall colors already, those yellow flowers. They come out in August. We should start to see some red and some white ones come out. This actually right in here has been a hot spot for those jerk baits at night. I think that's where they caught that big 26 or 27 inch brown. the other night. There's one. Not very big. Bigger than the other two, though. Pretty. Pretty. Did I mess my jig up? No. I'm going to keep fishing down here just a little bit further. I really like this. Hoping to catch one of those browns. Even fishing at night with those streamers. Browns typically are night feeders, but that's why I was fishing those bigger articulated flies, trying to get a brown interested in that. It is early in the season, fall season, so actually really looking forward to doing some more night fishing, more fly fishing up here. See, this water through here is deep, 8-10 foot deep through here. It's always has been. Oops. Not a lot of gravel here on the bottom. Ooh, I just missed one. Doggone it. It's shelf bedrock, shelf rock. Couple more casts. There's more deer down here. Oop, that might have been a bite. Another bite, maybe? Those deer really like to come out after the water goes down and they feed on the whatever they're feeding on. It's green. Last cast. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a couple of geese out there. No, they're herons, sorry. The herons and the geese are herons and the deer are right next to each other. That's a little buck right there. Okay, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Oh, that's pretty good.